Gypsy makes statements via phone call from the jail about Nicholas. It reads as follows, the report. While reviewing Greene County Justice Center jail phone calls from Gypsy, I heard her and another female talking about Nicholas. Gypsy made a statement to the unknown female's name. I never asked him to be that gruesome, referring to Nicholas killing Claudinia. In another phone conversation, Gypsy made a statement referring about Claudinia. I was desperate to get away, referring to getting away from her mother. The caller identification showed the number, and the name of the caller identification showed to be Rod Blanchard. The call was placed by Gypsy on July 24th, 2015. The phone call were downloaded to a CD and logged into the evidence. This again is a very interesting statement that she happened to share with Rod Blanchard to be her father. Well, she did make some statements about what happened. So you see, she was again telling that she was desperate to get away, referring to her mother. And she said, I never asked him to be that gruesome. So what does all of this evidence point to? Could it be a kind of a confession that she is involved in the killing of her mother? Well, I think it is very interesting looking at this evidence. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. These are the logged conversations Gypsy Rose had in 2015 while she was incarcerated. We will do a quick summary, and the line of the conversations that I took out of it is that she proclaimed her innocence and she got basically messed with a person she was not supposed to. So let's start. It starts with a sheriff doing a quick summary. I received a DVD of Gypsy Blanchard's phone conversations from Waukesha County Sheriff Department while she was incarcerated. He reviewed the conversations Gypsy had with her family. She said, when Gypsy would speak to her family, she would call them by their relative relationship, such as aunt, uncle, etc. She told her family she could not talk about what happened. And then, the sheriff said, I heard Gypsy call the family she was talking to Aunt Celeste. Gypsy spoke how she was innocent and she got messed up with someone very awful. Of course, now she is pointing to Nick Godejohn, who she basically tricked into committing that crime, which will all be very evident when we discuss the text messages in another video. And then she went further and said, Gypsy spoke again how she was innocent and she wanted to live with her family in Louisiana, when she get released. So this call was placed in June 21, 2015. And then the next call on June 22, 2015. Gypsy placed a call to another phone number. Gypsy was talking to a female she called Christy. She told Christy she could not talk about what happened again. Gypsy told Christy to call her, tell her dad that she was innocent. You see, again trying to convince everyone of her innocence and of her, how she had nothing to do with it and it was all him. And now, 2024, she still continues this narrative and not taking responsibility, and she wanted to know if her dad still loved her. Gypsy told Christy that things which had been said on the news and media were not true. Gypsy asked Christy if she got out of jail, if she could come and live with her. So you see, still pointing her to the fact that she had absolutely nothing to do with her. And another phone call was placed on the next day, June 23, 2015. Gypsy started talking to Christy and then a male got on the phone who she called Daddy. During the conversation, it was discovered Rod Blanchard was Gypsy's biological dad. Gypsy and her dad talked about what jail was like, and if Gypsy knew when she was going to be extradited to Springfield, Missouri. Gypsy's dad told her he cared and loved her, but he was confused and he had a lot of questions. Gypsy would not talk about the case with her dad. Gypsy talked about how she wanted to build a relationship with her dad, and she told him she wanted him to know again she was innocent. And another phone call was placed on June 24th, 2015. A phone call was placed on this number. When the call was reviewed, the female's voice did not sound like Gypsy's voice. It was the voice of an unknown female who was talking to an unknown male about trying to get bailed out of the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office jail.